All right. Hello, everyone. GM. Welcome to this workshop around Metis. So we're going to be going over some strategies on Metis and just general workshop stuff. So let's get right into it. So we're going to just do an introduction to Metis, talk about the trading campaign, how to bridge, the trading actions that you can do on Metis, including create mode and just an overview of the lending dashboard, how to use it, and the kind of strategies you can do. So first off, Metis is a layer 2 network aimed at scaling Ethereum. So this is done through cheaper transactions. They will eventually decentralize the bundler and it'll use the security of Ethereum. So they are batching transactions on Ethereum right now, but the handler or bundler is not fully decentralized. So that's supposed to happen later this year. And that's the case with a lot of layer twos right now. So Metis is kind of in that same boat. Um, they are focused, however, on being developer and DAO focused, specifically DAO focused. And another unique point about this layer 2 is it requires Metis to use as gas. So when you are bridging to Metis or looking to use Metis, make sure that you have Metis to use as gas. Otherwise, once you get on chain, you may not be able to do any actions. It is, however, quite cheap once you do get there. I think it's the cheapest layer 2 at the moment. Transactions are under a penny at the moment, whereas other layer 2s are a lot higher than that. So in terms of protocols we've added, it's Stargate. So Stargate is going to be your bridge, layer 0 bridge. Aave is going to be your lending protocol. Maya DAO is like your Uniswap swapping exchange. And Hummus Exchange is going to be like your Curve Finance. So that's going to be your stablecoin swap. And features include on this network utility features. So we have our multi-send, send token, lending dashboard. Stargate is going to be your token bridge. Aave is, so the functions we support are deposit, withdraw, borrow, repay, flash loan. And then within that, or directly from our lending dashboard, you can one click do the following actions. So debt swap, collateral swap, leverage, and deleverage. And you can set up these combinations in create mode as well if you want. So we're going to go over some of those strategies as well a little bit later. With Maya DAO, you can do swap token, and Hummus Exchange, you can swap token as well. So ongoing right now, started yesterday, was the trading campaign. So if you participate, you can win one of 10 prizes totaling 200 USDC, and I will show you guys how to participate in this. So first, we'll go to the Galaxy campaign page. So if you ever need information, for example, on campaigns that are ongoing, just head over to our Medium. Our Twitter, of course, has the campaigns, and they're going to be just listed here. So here's the Metis trading campaign. If you click this, you'll be able to see the details on how to participate broken down piece by piece, but we'll go over it in the workshop here. So once you're on the campaign page, which you can also find right here, you just have to scroll down and you're going to see two campaigns here. So the first one is, there's going to be two tasks that you need to do, or two sections, I should say. So the first one is you need to follow Furucombo Twitter. You need to retweet the campaign tweet, and you need to like the campaign tweet. So that's the first part. That's going to get access to the first OAT. The second part is just a Sybil protection. So you just need to be a Galaxy Passport holder or an Ethereum transactor, Polygon, Arbitrum, Optimism, Avalanche. So any of these will work. It's Ethereum or Polygon or Arbitrum or Optimism or Avalanche or an Ethereum Passport holder. So because I've done a transaction here on each of these networks, I would qualify for the second one. So, which I already claimed here. So that's the first part. once you complete that, you'll be able to go to the second part, which is complete a transaction greater than $100 on the Metis network. So that's a transaction on Furucombo. So we're going to kind of go over that as well. So once you do this transaction, it'll come down here that you're eligible and you can click participate. And then once you click participate, you'll be entered into the raffle to win the one of $20 prizes, 20 USDC. And then finally, well, part of the campaign or part of the demo is going to be bridging the Metis. We'll go over all the trading actions in create mode and then just the lending dashboard. So we can get into that right now. So first off, when you come to Furucombo, this will be the page. And then we can see the different actions at the top. So create, invest, learn, lending dashboard, buy crypto if you want to buy from Transact and have it deposited directly in your wallet if you don't already have crypto. So in this case, we'll go right into create mode and you can choose your network on the top right. For us, we're going to be looking at Ethereum first because we're going to bridge from Ethereum to Metis, and then you can connect your wallet here on the right. You have some slippage settings or infinite allowance in your transaction settings, but basically you're going to start right at the cube here in the center. So first, we're going to add our token bridge. Okay, and we're going to look to, so if you click on our network here, you say, oh, Metis isn't available. So you need to check your input asset and make sure that you're swapping one that can transfer to the Metis network. So in this case, the only one that can transfer is the Metis token. So we would just input the amount that we want to transfer to the network, and then we're going to click set. So say we don't have any Metis token, we can first make a swap. So I like to use Paraswap, which is a DEX aggregator. Okay, so we do not have the Metis token added to the Ethereum network. It looks like whitelisted, so I'll just get the contract address. So I will talk to the team about adding that. So where can we swap Ethereum on Uniswap v3? Okay, so if you can't, if it's not whitelisted, you're going to look for the token address. And then you're just going to import it into the search here. And then you're going to be able to add it from there. So in this case, in order to bridge Metis, we're of course going to have Metis in our wallet, so we're going to have to swap from another token. So we're going to swap ETH to Metis. So we'll do 0.15. We'll set that, and then we can pull that above the token bridge cube. And then we can go to the token bridge cube and we can click the previous amount to make sure all of it gets swapped and then set. So with this combination, we're going to be able to send this Metis token to the Metis network and then use it on that network. So once we send this transaction and it completes, then we're going to have Metis tokens on the Metis network. So I'll go over to this page, and now if we look, for example, there we go. We got some Metis tokens. So this account has 1,000 on it. So we'll go over the actions basically here. So when you go to create mode and you click the cube in the center, we now have a quick mode and then we have the create mode. So quick mode will help you set up a quick combination. So for example, you can do a multi-swap, you can swap and bridge, deposit, borrow. So this one's useful to do because you can deposit and borrow in one transaction. You can repay and withdraw. And then the advanced actions, collateral swap, debt swap, leverage long, leverage short, deleverage. So this is all done in the create mode. So this can also be done from the lending dashboard with one click. So say you were to set up this combination on create mode, You can see that there's many actions involved in this. So it's a little bit more complex for someone that's new to the platform. That's why we set up the lending dashboard. But first and foremost, let's just go over the actions here. So if we just go to create mode, so you can bridge again off the network back to Ethereum. And then we have some utility functions here. So there's send token and there's multi-send. So if we click send token, this is just your basic input and then send to an address. So you can choose any token that you have, and then you can choose any address you want to send it to, and it'll send to that. So we could do, say, Metis to this address, set that. We could do another send token. Maybe we have we could do 500, send to a different address. Oh, set that, and then do many different tokens and send them to different addresses. So that is the send token cube. And then we have multi-send. So multi-send allows you to send a token to many different addresses. You can add as many addresses here as you want. So this is useful for DAOs, or if you want to diversify your risk and send to different addresses or multi-sigs or whatever the case is. So here you can choose under the list here once you save your address to history, for example. And then you can also import as a CSV. So for example, if I have a file that has addresses, I guess I'll just mention so it has to be addresses, comma, and then token amount. And then you can do each address on a different line. And then that way you can specify how many tokens you want to send to each of these addresses. So I got 6 addresses here in my list and a total of 855 tokens. And then that way I would send these tokens to each of these addresses. And then once I'm happy with this, I can save it as a file, and then I can use that again in the future. Let's see if that automatically sends. Yeah, so I just click Metis test, and there we go again. I can just keep setting that. So I can adjust those values, or I can send out the exact amount every time in the from that saved addresses. And that's saved locally on your system. You don't have to worry about anyone else having access to those addresses or token amounts, things like that. So that's multi-send. We have add funds, returns funds. So these are utility cubes. These don't necessarily have to be used unless you're using the flash loan function or the kind of the advanced functionality, debt swap, collateral swap. So again, I always recommend if you are doing that, just go to quick mode and then just do the actions here, because that's going to populate it for you. You need to know where you're going to put the return funds cube, where do you put the add funds cube. So this just removes the step of having to worry about where those cubes go. Okay, and then so Maya DAO, we have the swap token. So we can choose Metis, and we can swap to another token, Maya, ETH, USDC, USDT. And it's as simple as just inputting the token amount you want to swap, and then you'll get the output token. For Hummus, same thing, except it's going to be for stablecoins only, so we can use the previous amount from this one, and then we can choose a different stablecoin. So maybe we'll choose DAI here, set that. So now we have 2 tokens that we could bundle a transaction with. So we're going to swap Metis to MSDC or USDC, and then USDC to DAI here. And so at the end of the transaction, we're going to have Metis to DAI, basically. Okay, and then our final actions are around Aave v3. So we can deposit, we can borrow, we can withdraw, repay, and flash loan. So with these actions, this can all basically, and I recommend doing it from the lending dashboard unless you really like the create mode. The create mode is fun for sure to be able to move the cubes around and play with it. But we'll focus here on the lending dashboard. So when you go to the lending dashboard up here, if you don't yet have a position, you'll be greeted with this screen. So to get started, same as on create mode, if we're going to go to deposit, we can do this from the lending dashboard as well. So from this screen, we just click deposit. We're going to choose Metis because it's the only token we have right now, and we're going to input the token amount. Okay, just make sure this is working here. Oh, we're probably on Ethereum, that's why. See if there's any questions. No questions at the moment. Okay, so when you're doing your approval transaction, you'll have to choose the spending cap. So you could choose max, or you could just choose the amount that you're going to swap or want to provide access to this contract to use. So we'll just use max for now, it's easier. And then just approve this transaction. Once it's approved, we'll be able to send or to deposit to Aave. Okay, and there might be a bug with the API on the beta site because we're just on the beta site because I don't have Metis on the main network at the moment. Okay, so let me just see what I can do here. So if you do have a position here, you're going to be shown the actions. Let me just go over to the docs here. So if you go to our docs page, there's going to be Furucombo on Metis tutorial, and this is going to have all the actions to help you get started. So from the lending dashboard, you're going to see your positions here. So positions supplied and your borrowed positions. And then you're going to be able to see a button, for example, debt swap, collateral swap, leverage, or deleverage. So if I click debt swap here, for example, that is not the right link, so I'll fix that. If we go to, where's the, okay, lending dashboard. So if we go to collateral swap, collateral swap. Okay, let's scroll back up here. Does it show? Okay, so here we go. So this is what it's going to show on the lending dashboard, for example. So once we made a deposit, it'll show our supplied balance on the left and then our borrowed balance on the right. So similar to create mode, we're going to have our deposit, withdraw, borrow, repay, but then we're also going to have access to these four functions. So we're going to have access to collateral swap. So this will swap our deposit without us having to repay our debts. Because typically you need to repay your debts before you swap your collateral position. So Furucombo allows you that option that you can utilize a flash loan to basically um, circumvent the borrowed funds and then switch your supply position. On the right here, you're going to have debt swap, leverage, and deleverage. So debt swap will swap your debt position without having to repay any of those funds. So you don't become overutilized or lower your health rate too much. Leverage will allow you to borrow funds and deposit in like a loop. So you're going to increase your leverage position up to as high as you want without going too high on the utilization. So depending on which asset you're borrowing and what the risk factor allowed by AVE is, it's usually about 1.8 leverage. So 80% higher than you would otherwise be able to borrow without leverage. And then deleverage is completely unwinding your borrowed position. So you're going to repay your borrowed debts, and then you're going to use that collateral that you have to repay the flash loan that you borrowed in order to deleverage. So typically, when you're deleveraging, you're repaying the borrowed funds. But with our deleverage function, you're using the supply to pay back the borrowed, well, the flash loan to pay back the borrow, and then the supply or the deposited assets to pay back the flash loan. So those are the actions available on the lending dashboard. And then if you have any problems or questions, you can find it all on our lending dashboard tutorial, or you can ask us directly on our Discord, and we'd be happy to help you with that. So for example, if you're looking at doing a deleverage, you just click the deleverage part, and it's going to tell you all the information you need to know. So it's going to show you what you need to do to repay, and then which withdraw collateral you're going to have. And then it shows you the strategy on the left as well. So you can also click advanced mode and put this into create mode. But again, it's easier to do it one click just from the lending dashboard. So that's the speciality of Furucombo and the lending dashboard, because you're going to be doing all these actions. So say you have an outstanding debt of Bitcoin and you want to withdraw your collateral to repay or deleverage yourself of USDC. It's going to do that on the left here. So you're going to flash loan BTC, you're going to repay it, you're going to add funds of the collateral position, because when you repay it, you're going to get back those A tokens. So in this case, USDC. You're going to withdraw that, and then you're going to swap it to BTC to repay that flash loan. So because your collateral position is bigger than your debts, you can always use this strategy to deleverage or spin down your position. So once you're happy with the values you have set, you just hit approve send, and that transaction will complete. And then you can do any of these advanced actions directly from the lending dashboard page. So it also shows you the utilization rate, health rate, net APY, things like that. So also be aware too that Metis has specified that the AVE rewards are coming soon, or they've hinted at that. So once those rewards are live, you're going to be earning quite a bit on your deposits, and then these actions are going to be even more useful to you. So definitely check that out. Let us know if you have any questions, any problems, that kind of thing. Again, on Metis here, we have the create and lending dashboard. Just want to check. Let's go Metis. Not sure why. Okay, that's why that's here. Okay, so create and lending dashboard with the Stargate, utility functions, Aave, Maya, and Hummus. So if you have any problems with any of these, there's also the tutorials linked here to show you how to do these advanced actions, or they're under the quick menu as well. So you could, for example, deposit and borrow. So typically when you make a deposit and then you look to borrow, you can't do that in one transaction. But on Furucombo, you can. So you can make your deposit, you use that special utility cube to return funds, and then you borrow those funds, and then this can all be executed in one transaction. So once you do that, and then you were to go to the lending dashboard, it would populate there and show you that data. It'd show you the position you supplied, the amount you borrowed, and then you would have access or a one-click button to those advanced functionality. If you want to do any of those, you can do those from the quick menu, and then you can just click to add, and then that all those queues would be added here in the correct order. So that's basically how you can utilize Furucombo for your transactions on Metis. Great, and then everyone in attendance will receive the Furucombo Metis Workshop OAT. So thank you everyone for being here. I'll just take a look if there's any questions. Or if you have any questions, please post in the chat. Of course, we're here all day as well, so if you're doing your trading actions later and need more assistance, we're happy to help here at any time. You can open a ticket, you can message in the lobby, whatever works for you. Awesome, awesome. So that is the end of the workshop then. Appreciate everyone being here today. Have yourself a fantastic morning, afternoon, evening, and we'll see you at the next workshop. Cheers.